Hello students, in the last class we studied about the preparation of HCl and its properties and also that oxo acids of the halogens. In this class we can discuss about the interhalogen compound, that is the last compound of the compounds of the halogen, that is interhalogen compounds, very most important one. Interhalogen compounds means when two different halogens when two different halogens reacts with each other, when two different halogens reacts with each other, the compounds formed, we can call as the interhalogen compounds. When two different halogens reacts with each other, the newly formed compounds we can call as the interhalogen compounds. They can ask for one more. What are interhalogen compounds? General formula of interhalogen compounds are X X dash. They can be represented either by X X dash, X X dash 3, X X dash 5 and X X dash 7. They may be either X X dash, X X dash 3, X X dash 5 and X X dash 7, where X is the large size halogen, and X dash is the small size halogen. X is the large size halogen and X dash is the small size halogen. Then as the ratio between the radii of X and X dash increases, as the ratio between radii of X and X dash increases, number of atoms per molecule also increases, as the ratio between radii of X and X dash increases. That is, with increase in the ratio between radii of X and X dash, number of atoms per molecule also increases. For example, you take IF7. IF7 should have maximum number of atoms per molecule. That is 1 iodine atom and 7 fluorine atom. Why IF7 has maximum number of atoms per molecule means because the ratio between the radii of iodine and fluorine is very large, very high. Ratio between iodine is a large size halogen, fluorine is a small size. Hence the ratio between radii of iodine and fluorine atom should be maximum, should be very large, should be maximum. Hence that IF7 contains maximum number of the halogen atoms. Next, you consider the preparation. Those interhalogen compounds can be prepared by direct combination or by the action of halogen atoms on lower halogen atom. Direct combination of halogens or on the action of halogen atom on lower halogen atom. Thereby you can obtain the interhalogen compound. These are all used for one mark question. For example, Cl2 plus F2. This is the one halogen atom. If it combines with lower halogen atom, Cl2 plus F2 at 437 Kelvin, 437 Kelvin, then we get 2ClF. This is used for completing the equation. Or Cl2 plus F2. Here 3 moles or excess. Fluorine mentioned as an excess at 573 Kelvin. 573 Kelvin. Then the product formed is ClF3. 2ClF3. Just you remember the product side. They will give that to reactants. They are all used for completing the equations only. I2, it is the larger halogen. If it combines with a smaller halogen, I2 plus Cl2, then you get an ICl. Always you have first you have to write the larger halogen, then you have to write the smaller halogen atom. 2ICl. Then I2 plus 3Cl2. Then the product is 2ICl3. 2ICl3. Then Br2 plus F2. Br2 plus F2. If they are mentioned 3F2, then the product is 2BrF3. 2BrF3. Or Br2 5F2. 5F2. Then the product is 2BrF5. 2BrF5. Like this, you can correct the preparations of the interhalogen compound. They will give the reactant side. While writing the interhalogen compound, you have to remember that first you have to write the larger halogen, then followed by the smaller halogen. Larger halogen combines with the smaller halogen. By direct combination, they give the interhalogen compound. This is about the preparation. Then last we have 2 points, chemical properties. In that properties, these interhalogen compounds are covalent. They are covalent in nature, covalent molecules. They are diamagnetic. They are diamagnetic in nature. They may be volatile solids. They may be volatile solids or liquids except ClF, except ClF. The ClF, except that ClF is gas in nature. Except ClF, they may be volatile solids or liquids. They are diamagnetic in nature. Their physical properties, they are intermediate. Their physical properties are of intermediate between the two halogens. Their physical properties are intermediate between those of two halogen atoms. That is, if you take ClF, their physical properties intermediate in between that of chlorine and fluorine, like that, intermediate of the two halogens, except that melting point and boiling point. Except that melting point and boiling point, they are very high than the expected. Except that melting point and boiling point, their other physical properties are intermediate between the two halogens. The melting point and boiling point are very higher than the expected. This is the physical properties. Then very most important point is interhalogen compounds. Those interhalogen compounds, they are more reactive. Interhalogen compounds are more reactive than the halogens. This is very most important one. Why the interhalogen compounds are more reactive than the halogens? Because that X dash bond, this is the interhalogen compound. XX dash bond in interhalogens is weaker. XX dash bond in interhalogens is weaker than the XX bond in halogens. In interhalogens, XX dash bond is weaker than the XX bond in halogens except fluorine bond. Interhalogen compound, why they are more reactive than the halogens means that is X dash bond in interhalogens is weaker than the XX bond in halogens. This is about the reactivity. They can ask for 1 mark. Instead of this one, they can consider why ICl is more reactive. Why ICl is more reactive than I2 or Cl2 compared to halogen, that ICl is more reactive. Why ICl is more reactive than I2 means this ICl, first point is it is an interhalogen compound. ICl is an interhalogen compound, then ICl bond is weaker. ICl bond is weaker. It is weaker than that of the II bond. Due to a weaker bond, its bond dissociation enthalpy is very low. ICl bond is very weaker than that of the II. Hence, ICl is more reactive than the I2. This is the very most important reason. Then next one is these interhalogen compounds, they undergo hydrolysis. If you hydrolysis these interhalogen compound, for example, you take XX dash, this on hydrolysis, very most important for completing the equation. These interhalogen compounds on hydrolysis, they generally gives the halide ion. Halide ion is from the, halide means the X minus. Halide ion is from the smaller halogen. This is very important one. Halide ion from the smaller halogen atom, and hypohalite. If you use XX dash, then you get an hypohalite. Already we have studied about an hypohalous acid. That is, hypohalous acid means HOX. Hypohalite ion means the XO minus. Hypohalite. If you use XX dash, then you get an hypohalite anion, or maybe halite ion. When that halite ion obtained means if you use XX dash 3. For XX dash 3, you get an halite ion, or maybe halate. For X dash 5, halate ion, or maybe perhalate, that is X dash 7. These anions are obtained, they are from the larger size halogen. From the larger size halogen, we may get hypohalite anion, halate anion, or perhalate anion, that is perchloric acid, HClO4. Perhalate means an ClO4 minus or XO4 minus ion, perhalate ion. This is obtained from the larger size halogen. Halide ion from the smaller halogen. Based on this explanation, we can complete this reaction. XX dash plus H2O. Then we get halide ion. Halide ion means HX dash. Halide ion from the smaller halogen, hence HX dash. And hypohalite ion, that is hypohalous acid, that is of an HOX. HOX. This is from the larger size halogen atom. This is very most important one. This X dash representation is most important. Halide formula, yeah, you can use the smaller halogen. And hypohalite anion, that is XO minus or HOX, hypohalous acid, then you can use the larger size halogen. Then you can consider structure of some interhalogen compound. In that structure, if X dash 3 present, X dash 3, for that one it has bent T shape. X dash 3 molecule of bent T shape. X dash 5, X dash 5, they have square pyramidal in shape. And X dash 7, X dash 7 as pentagonal bipyramidal. You have to remember then for X dash 7 like IF7, BRF5, XX dash 5, BRF5, XX dash 3, BRF3 molecule. If we consider that BRF3 shape is bent T shape, even we have bent BRF3 in our syllabus. Structure of the BRF3, they mentioned only this structure BRF3. In BRF3, that central halogen atom, that is bromine atom, undergo sp3d hybridization. Hybridization is sp3d hybridization. Due to that sp3d hybridization, it has a trigonal bipyramidal. That is this is the central Br atom, and here two lone pair atoms. This is the fluorine atom. That is two equatorial positions. These are the equatorial positions. These equatorial positions, they contains two lone pair electrons. According to VSEPR theory, lone pair repulsion is stronger than that of the lone pair bond pair, stronger than that of the bond pair repulsion. Hence, due to this lone pair repulsion, this BRF3 molecule, it has bent T shape. Actually, it should have, according to hybridization, it has trigonal bipyramidal. Due to the presence of two lone pair electrons, the equatorial positions occupies the two lone pair electrons. Due to these two lone pair electrons, it has bent T shape. Just you remember the hybridization of the bromine atom and shape name. Shape name is a bent T shape. This is the bent T structure. This is about the interhalogen compound. Practice that interhalogen compound, you may get 1 mark in your board examination, and even for the competitive. The next class onward, we can study about the last one, 18th group element, that is commonly called as a noble gases.